significantly, you can help us grow that number. That eraser is a good sign right there. You can help us grow that number throughout the course of the day by making a donation. There are lots of ways that you can do that. You can go to our website, supertalk.fm/PalmerHome. supertalk.fm/PalmerHome. You can call us at 662-469-5533. If you're driving and you don't want to do it on your phone or at the computer, you can talk to somebody, give them your credit card or debit card information. Text SuperTalk to 50155, and we'll send you a link. That looks a whole lot better. A $13,000 jump is exactly what I wanted to see. So $16,000 and change right now. That feels a whole lot better than just short of $4,000.
But every one of those dollars matter.
Have we got his mic on? Drake's mic. There we go.
There we are.
Now you're going to hear his voice.
Glad to connect.
Drake Bassett. He is the CEO here at Palmer Home for Children. How many years have you been here now?
Let's see. It'll be 14 in February.
Okay.
So we're tracking pretty close with the Radiothon.
Yeah, you've been part of all 13 Radiothons, and you've had a chance, Drake, to see a lot of growth with Palmer Home itself, with the way that this place operates, but also you've seen growth within kids who have been affected positively by the work that's happening here.
Yeah, no doubt. It's wonderful to have a great legacy in terms of time. We've been here for 130 years. We've been here since 1895, and I love history. You like history. There are things to and over the years I've had a chance to just dig into more and more of the history of Palmer Home. So many people, so many families, business leaders, politicians, all that kind of stuff. But not just in one decade. I mean, every decade. So Palmer Home's been growing and changing and thriving. And I think in these past 10 years, we've responded to some of the demands of culture. When there's pressure on families, when there's pressure on young people, some of the difficulties emerge, and children absorb that. And so we want Palmer Home to be completely true to its original values, our commitment to faith, our commitment to work, and our commitment to teaching children, the skills that they need for life. All of those things are unchanged.
Right.
But as the world's changed, it's important that we are nimble and that we can coach and teach and help kids overcome some of the things that are true about 2025, not 1895.
Yeah. There are not many organizations or businesses or certainly people that have been around for 130 years. And to me, an organization that lasts that long has proven that they're going to be here, that they're going to continue a legacy. And you don't last that long if you're not good at what you do. And so I'm not saying that to pat you on the back, but clearly
appreciate that.
Lives have been changed over and over and over for this place to have been serving the needs of children for as long as Palmer Home has.
Well, I'll receive those kind words for a lot of people. I think about the fact that we are a faith-oriented organization, so I think there's nobody who's a part of where we are today that wonders for a second, does God watch over Palmer Home? We believe that's the case, and otherwise we couldn't have done what we've been able to do and be here for that long. But I'm also going to give a shout out to the faithful people who've led this organization, people who've been in my seat in previous decades, and also the board. I mean, the board is often unseen and quiet. Now, they're very visible today, and they're going to donate, and we love that. But, they do a lot of work behind the scenes that reflects, I think, the true commitment of people who see what Palmer Home has been, but they also see what Palmer Home can be. So I think about all the people over the years who've been a part of leading Palmer Home, and I'm just really grateful that we're able to be at this particular point today. Certainly in this new building that we built a couple of years ago, I think that's a reflection of our commitment. And it's also, long after we're gone, this building's going to be here.
That's right.
And it'll be serving children.
Let's talk just a little bit more about that, because there are a lot of people that work really, really hard to create this space that absolutely feels like a home and has so many things that help kids feel more at home, whether it's the gym or the pool out back or the homes themselves in which the people live. We had a chance to visit with Dana this morning. Her story and her family story is incredible, and the commitment that they have made in serving the children here at Palmer Home as house parents, and so many others that have done that as well.
I think it's a special calling for people who want to be in house parent roles. But all of our staff, we talk here amongst ourselves. We say nobody comes to Palmer Home by accident. You come with an intention. You come with intention to serve. You come with a heart. And we're blessed with great people. And I think one of the reasons, we talk about 130 years, one of the reasons why Palmer Home has been able to do what it does for 130 years is we want to be a winner, and we attract winners. We have wonderful people who come here to work, and they bring their passion, they bring their character, and they also bring their skill set. And so we believe that when we tell people, hey, if a child needs to come here, we believe that all those things are going to come into play for a child's well-being, which is why, just as we were starting this show, I told you there's a young lady that came through here yesterday. She graduated high school this year, first in her family. She's going off to college in the fall, first in her family to do that, and we're thrilled for her. But she swung by yesterday because she had a brand-new car. Not a brand-new car.
New to her.
That's right. But she'd saved her money, and she got out and bought a car that's reliable. And she wanted to show it off, and it was fun. And I was just thinking to myself, man, look at the transformation. Just look at where she was when she got here. Now look what she's doing, and we're just all excited for her. Okay, that's what Palmer Home's been doing for 130 years in so many different ways, and there's so many people who benefited from it. And we salute and thank all the people across Mississippi, because Mississippi has carried Palmer Home, and provided for it.
And one of the things that Drake and I were talking about earlier, I'm sorry, not Drake? Madison. Sorry.
We get tangled up. She's Madison, I'm Drake, but she's a Drake too. So it's kind of strange.
There we go. That Madison and I were talking about that has been so cool about the last 13 years is it's not just one part of the state. It's not just the Golden Triangle when Columbus was the headquarters, or DeSoto County now that Hernando is the headquarters. It's people in Oxford and Hattiesburg and Gulfport and Gaucher and big towns and small towns.
Right.
And I shouldn't start naming towns. I was trying to
Somebody's going to call you and say, hey.
In Corinth and Iuka and Grenada. And, can we name all of the towns? And the point is, all of the different regions of the state of Mississippi have pitched in and have been a part of this, making it a true Mississippi.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and I really believe that. And it's been a real pleasure for me over these 13 years to be able to go to sometimes, of course, our major cities, Oxford, Jackson, all that. But, man, I've been to a lot of small towns where you meet some incredible people who are just doing their part quietly. And they're serving us, and they're serving, God in their minds by contributing to this organization. And, when you shake hands with somebody who's just gracious and quiet, but has also put their hands on Palmer Home to say, I want to be a part of that together, well, there's no greater thrill for me. Then that tells me it is all over the state. It's on the coast. It's up north. It's everywhere. And we hear from everybody. We obviously hear from people across the country, too. But at our core, this is a Mississippi organization.
Well, and one of the things, and we've always tried to emphasize this, the dollar amount is less important than the act of giving. And so if you're in a place where it's a $5 donation or a $25 donation, we are incredibly grateful for that. But perhaps you are in a different place financially, and you've got the resources to really make a transformational gift. Those are welcome. And we've seen that happen.
Yes, we have.
And one of the cool things has been we've seen some of that happen organically. There are people who have learned about Palmer Home because of Radiothon in different parts of the state of Mississippi, and have been touched by some of the stories and have said, you know what, I've been blessed, and I want to bless others.
Man, I think that's one of the best parts because, every day is the day. We got an opportunity to go to work. Lord willing, we've got an opportunity to, help our family be a part of things. But on Radiothon Day, we stop and we talk about stories of change. And I think in our hearts and our minds, the way we're designed, we're created to be givers. And these stories bring that to mind for people. And so we've heard of people pulling off the road saying, I'd never heard of this before, but I'm glad you guys are changing lives. Here's $25, and calling in with their credit card, or calling in later, or sending it in. So a big shout out to all those people.
We say amen.
Amen, and thank you.
SuperTalk.fm/Palmer Home. If you want to give online, you're going to hear from Drake throughout the course of the day today. You can call in and donate over the phone at 662-469-5533. We'll be here until 6 o'clock tonight. You got plenty of time, but you don't have to wait. Over $16,000, that number going to continue to grow. It's the Palmer Home for Children Radiothon on SuperTalk, Mississippi.